Greetings po everyone. Greetings po Ma'am Sai. So for our final laboratory examination para sa ating CCS 110 or Information Management 1, bale, makocover nito lahat ng mga pinag-aralan namin sa finals. Tulad ng join, ERD, pati normalization ng database. So sa scenario natin ay meron tayo dito. You are hired as a junior database designer for a small academic institution. The school currently stores student records in an organized manner, which causes data redundancy and inconsistency. Your task is to transform this data into a structured database system and demonstrate how it can be used effectively. So para sa ating part 1, ang ating database normalization. So according dito, the school provided you with a poorly structured dataset containing student names, subject, and instructors. Some field contains multiple values and there are repeated entries. You are required to normalize the data step by step until it reaches third normal form. So para sa ating requirements dito, i-convert natin yung unnormalized into first normal form, second normal form, third normal form. So, bale, ito yung ginawa natin. So, syempre, una, meron tayong unnormalized. Meron, ang mga attributes natin dito ay student ID, student name, subjects, instructors, dep or department, and dep head or department head. Then, kung makikita natin dito, marami tayong values dito or cells na, or rows na may mga multiple values which lumalabag agad sa ating normalization. So, katulad nito, meron tayo sa subject, meron tayong math, physics, pati instructor na Dr. Reyes and Dr. Cruz. Normally, sa normalization, dapat hindi ito nangyayari. So, ngayon naman, punta tayo sa first normal form. So, ano nga ba ang rule sa ating first normal form? So, sabi dito, each column must hold atomic or single values. Removing repeating groups, each row must be uniquely identifiable. Then, may composite key na student ID plus subject code, katulad dito. Kaya kung makikita po natin sa first normal form ay mas nadagdagan yung kanyang columns. Kung dati walang subject code, ngayon meron na. Kung dati walang instructor ID, ngayon meron na rin. Tapos, na specify din yung instructors to instructor name. Yan. Tapos kung makikita nyo, yung dating value na math at physics ay pinaghiwalay lang natin. Pero same pa rin naman siya ng value sa iba, which is kay Maria Santos na may student ID na SA1. Ganun din sa instructors. So, ayun na yung first normalization natin, which is first normal form. Bale, yung ginawa lang natin ay single values per row. So, punta naman tayo sa second normal form. So, ano nga bang rule na magaganap sa second normal form? So, according dito sa ating pag-aaral, must be in a first normal form. Remove all partial dependencies. Every non-key attribute must depend on the entire composite primary key, not just part of it, and split into separate tables natin sila. Katulad nung makita nyo, instead na one table na naman tayo, dito meron na tayong multiple tables. Ngayon, meron tayong student tables with department and department head. Then, subjects table. Ang primary key niya ay yung subject code. Sa students table ay student ID. And instructor table, ang kanyang primary key ay instructor ID. Then sa enrollments table, ang kanyang primary key ay yung student ID at subject code na kinuha sa other table. So ayan yung magaganap sa ating for second normal form. Nagkaroon tayo ng apat na table. So, ano naman ngayon sa ating third normal form, which is yung pinaka-huli. So, according sa rule ng third normal form, sabi, must be in second normal form and remove all transitive dependency. Non-key attributes must depend only on the primary key, not on the other non-key attributes. So, yun, bale kung makikita nyo dito, kung dati merong nakakabet and nakadepend yung department sa ating students table, which is hindi siya maganda sa third normal form or last normal form. So ngayon, tinanggal na siya. Kaya yung department natin ay nagkaroon na siya ng department ID. Then, doon na rin yung department name, pati yung department head. Binigyan na lang ng foreign key yung student ID ng department ID. So, ngayon, may department table tayo, and subjects table, ganun pa din. And instructors table, ganun pa din. And lastly, yung enrollments table, nandun pa din. So, that would be all from my part, which is yung database normalization natin. So, ngayon, na-normalize na yung table natin to its highest form. So, ano kaya mangyayari kapag ginawa naman natin siya ng diagram?
So, greetings. I'm Justin Aquino. So, today we'll talk about the entities and attributes of our ERD. So, starting with department. Departments store information about each academic department in the institution. It has three attributes. Dep ID, which serve as the primary key and uniquely identifies each department. Dep name, which holds the name of the department. And Dep head, which record the name of the department head. Next entity is the instructor, represent the teaching staff. It contains two attributes, instructor ID as the primary key that uniquely identifies each instructor, and instructor name, which store the full name of the instructor. Next is the student. It holds the record of enrolled students. It has three attributes, student ID as the primary key that uniquely identifies each student, then student name, which stores the student full name, and Dep ID, which a foreign key referencing the department entity to indicate which department the student belongs to. And next, subject contains the information about the courses or subjects offered. It has three attributes, subject code as the primary key that uniquely identifies each subject, subject name, which hold descriptive name of the subject, and instructor ID, which is a foreign key referencing the instructor entity to indicate who teaches the subject. Then lastly is the enrollment as a junction associative entity that resolves the many-to-many relationship between student and subject. It has two attributes, both acting as a foreign key. Student ID, which represents the student entity, and subject code, which references the subject entity. Yun lang po. Next.
So, greetings. I'm Ralph Baltasar and dako naman tayo sa relationships and cardinalities ng ERD namin. So, first is yung department to student, which is one to many. So, one department can have many students enrolled under it, but each student belongs to only one department. And then next is the instructor to subject, which is one to many. So, one instructor can teach many students, but each student is assigned to only one instructor. So, next is the student to enrollment. So, one to many ulit. One student can have many enrollment records, one for each subject they are taking. So, each enrollment record, however, belongs to exactly one student. Then next is the subject to enrollment. Again, one to many. So, one subject can appear in many enrollment records since many students can take the same subject. But each enrollment record points to exactly one subject. And then lastly is the student to subject via enrollment. So, many to many siya. So, this is the core relationship of the system. Many students can take many subjects, but because relational databases cannot directly represent many-to-many relationships in a single table without redundancy, the enrollment table acts as a bridge between student and subject, breaking the many-to-many into two one-to-many relationships. Next.
So, greetings everyone. Now, let's move on naman dun sa mga queries natin na nagamit ng join. So, first is yung query 1 natin. Yan. So, yung purpose niya is i-retrieve niya yung records na may matching values from multiple tables. Specifically, yung mga students na currently enrolled sa at least one subject. So, magiging output nito is magkakaroon siya ng 7 rows. So, one for each enrollment record. So, mag-appear dyan si Maria Santos ng 3 beses kasi enrolled siya sa Math 101, sa Physics at sa Chemistry. And kay Juan de la Cruz, mag-appear naman siya ng 2 beses kasi enrolled siya sa Math and sa History. And kay Ana naman ay mag-appear din siya ng 2 beses kasi enrolled siya sa Physics at sa Biology. So, each row nagsho-show ng complete picture. So, yung student name, yung department nila, tsaka yung subject na tinetake nila currently, and yung instructor na nagtuturo nun. So, wala mag-appear na null here kasi inner join siya. So, ang papakita niya lang ay yung magmamatch across all 5 sa 5 tables natin. Next is yung query 2 wherein left join yung ginamit namin. So, ang purpose niya lang is i-retrieve lahat ng students even if they have no enrollment record. So, yung magiging output lang natin dito is 7 rows pa rin siya. Pero since all 3 students ay currently enrolled sa at least one subject, so yung key difference lang niya is that we had a student with no enrollment at all. So, mag-appear pa rin sila dito, hindi kagaya dun sa una nating query. So, with null showing up under the subject name and sa instructor name. So, ang ginagawa dito, yung left join ay useful siya para i-check which student yung currently registered but not enrolled currently. And yung last nating queries, yung right join, ay third query natin. So, ang purpose niya lang is i-retrieve niya lahat ng subject kahit walang student na naka-enroll dun currently. So, magiging output niya lang is yung 5 subjects. So, yung Math 101, yung Sci 101, yung Chem 101, yung History 101, tsaka yung Bio 101. Tapos, next sa each subject is makikita natin yung name ng student enrolled dun sa subject na yon. So, since yung Math 101 and Sci 101, currently meron silang 2 students, yung dalawang subject na yon ay mag-a-appear ng 2 beses. So, yung important thing here ay kahit yung subject ay walang student na currently enrolled, ay mag-a-appear pa rin siya. So, useful siya tong query na to para ma-identify natin yung mga subjects na ino-offer pero currently ay walang nagte-take. So, dun naman tayo sa query 4 natin. So, yung full outer join siya. So, ang purpose niya lang is i-combine lahat ng records natin from both students and subjects table. Show niya yung everything regardless kung may match or wala. So, magiging output lang nito is i-combine niya lahat from both sides. So, makakita tayo dito ng 7 na enrollment combinations sa student side plus yung mga subject na walang naka-enroll currently na student na ang mag-a-appear lang sa kanya null. So, for student ID here, tsaka yung student name. Sa current data naman natin, all subject at least have at least one student. So, walang null na mag-a-appear. But, yung query natin is built to handle that case. So, union, we also uses a union here para automatic na ma-remove yung mga duplicate rows natin. So, even though both select statements might return the same enrolled records, ay yung mga combination natin mag-appear lang ng isang beses gawa nung union natin. And that's all para dun sa ating query na nag-use ng mga joins.
So, proceed naman po tayo sa ating filter queries. So, for the first query is filter out neto lahat ng students na naka-enroll sa physics. So, ginamitan natin ito ng dalawang inner join mula dun sa para dun sa student at saka sa subject na manggagaling doon sa ating enrollment. And ginamitan rin natin to ng inner join para sa instructor natin na kung saan ito ay magbe-base doon sa subject code which is yung PHY 101 or yung subject code para doon sa ating physics. So, magdi-display lang ito ng dalawang table which is nandun si Maria Santos, Ana Reyes na both enrolled doon sa physics subject natin na ang instructor ay si Dr. Cruz. So, next naman po sa ating filter query is yung lahat ng subjects na under ng ating science department. So, para dito is ginamitan natin ulit siya ng 4 na inner join para dun sa student, department, subject, at saka instructor na magbe-base dun sa department name na science. So, magdi-display ito ng 5 row na kung saan naka-display lahat doon yung student name and yung instructor name na under ng department ng science. So, for the last filter query is ang purpose nito is ma-display lahat ng subjects na handle ng isang specific instructor which is si Dr. Cruz. So, dito ay nag-inner join ulit tayo ng instructor. Tapos, ang ginawa nating reference dito is yung instructor name named Dr. Cruz na kung saan magdi-display lang ng isang row which is yung hinahandle niyang subject ay physics. That's all for my part po.
And that would be all for our presentation para po sa aming finance lab exam sa ating Information Management 1. I hope everything is cleared and understood by you.